as you get older, as you're finding different things that you're interested in, you're finding your aesthetic, like you're becoming who you are. I thought it would be interesting to actually dive into the definition of what a romantic aesthetic is. A romantic aesthetic refers to the style and visual appeal that embodies the themes of romanticism. So romanticism was an artistic and intellectual movement that happened in the 18th century to early 19th century. This movement was deeply rooted in the understanding of self, and this was reflected in the art that was created at that time, some of the books, some of the literature. A lot of people were going through their own understanding of themselves, connecting also to nature. Nature is a really big theme. If you look at any art in the Romanticism period, you'll see a lot of trees represented, just people being out in nature. There was also a big theme about putting more focus on self and personal fulfillment. So a little bit different than the Age of Enlightenment that happened before the Age of Romanticism. This was about finding more about who you are, asking curious questions, and kind of leaning more in an emotional and heart-centered way. So romantic aesthetic is really about understanding more of who you are. And you can even ask yourself the question, who am I? How did I become who I am? You can get super curious about why you are the way that you are. And I think that it all falls under this idea of what a romantic aesthetic is. One of the first things you can do is reflect on your personal style. Are there specific colors you're drawn to? Patterns, shapes, textures? These are all a way to find your personal style and also your aesthetic. I also like to think about my own personal style icons, and I think that that is another way to find more about your personal style and what you like. So some of my favorites are Rihanna, just the goat of fashion. I love that she plays with different styles from her head to her toes, literally. So she'll change up her hair, she'll wear different kinds of shoes, and I think it's really interesting that we got to see the style evolution of Rihanna, because I think that a lot of people's style icon is Rihanna. So it's pretty interesting to see how her style has kind of shaped the personal style of other people. Some other people's style that I really love is Zoe Kravitz and Lisa Bonet. I really love that their style is just a lot more effortless and whimsical, and I just really like that type of style. So these are just some people that I personally gravitate towards when I think about my personal style. And I think that over the years, I'm drawn to things that kind of reflect some of the things that my style icons have worn. So I think it's pretty interesting how we can look into people's personal style that we like and kind of see how it shapes our own. And another mention about colors and textures, I actually think that this is super important because I think the colors you're drawn to actually really define your aesthetic. So I noticed for myself, I really love like lavender, mauve. I really love like blues, pinks, oranges. I think it's really interesting that the colors and the textures that you like actually shape your style. They shape what you wear, they shape how your home looks. Like it's all very connected. All of these things are very connected. So the colors that you like, the textures that you like really are a part of your personal aesthetic. Another thing to look into as well is who are your artistic inspirations? So is it musicians? Is it specific artists? Is it writers, podcasters, YouTubers, whoever it is? I actually think that that is another thing that you can look at in terms of who your artistic inspirations are. Some of my faves right off the bat, Frank Ocean, Tyler the Creator, Rihanna. A lot of people I feel like have really shaped culture and also have shaped people's interests. One thing that I really love to do and I think has really shaped my aesthetic is to create mood boards. And I created mood boards for my apartment when I was visualizing how I wanted my space to look. I also created mood boards for how I wanted my relationships to look with myself and with other people. I created a mood board for my career. Like I feel like really having like images that reflect what you want. One, it's a great manifestation tool. But two, you also get to physically see what you like. And I think that that's really powerful. Use a mood board to gather any images that you like, any quotes that you like, literally anything that inspires you. I think that creating a mood board is really great, especially if you're finding more about what your aesthetic is, you can start to create mood boards. And I think that that will really help you to understand more about who you are and more about what you're drawn to. Another aspect of finding your aesthetic signature that I was personally really drawn to is trying different fashion. So over the years, I have dived into trying a lot of different styles, hairstyles, clothing styles, and I think it all just has shaped my personal style now. So I kind of do like a mix of like whimsical fashion, edgy fashion, sophisticated fashion. I feel like that's all just been like an exploration process of myself, and I'm glad that I tried so many different kinds of styles and so many different kinds of aesthetics, because I feel like now I have a better understanding of what my true aesthetic is. I feel like another aspect of putting your aesthetic into action is actually romanticizing your life. So seeing yourself as a main character. If your world right now was to just turn into a movie set and you are an actor and you have to portray yourself in your life, how would you go about life? You know, would you try different things? Would you explore different things? I think sometimes we can maybe get stuck or feel like we just have to be in this routine mindset or routine consciousness. But the minute we can just be like, I'm going to start to have fun with life, I'm going to start to romanticize the idea of life and see it as a journey, see it as a movie, see it as this continuous unfolding of becoming who I am. I also want to talk specifically about main character energy. The idea of main character energy is really to center yourself. You are the protagonist. The movie is about you. Yes, other people are involved, totally fine. But when it comes down to it, the movie is about you. It's not about everyone else. And I find that is so interesting and cool, because it's like, what if we just acted like a protagonist? What if we acted like we are the main character in a movie, and that's how we lived out our lives? So when it came to our inspirations or different things we wanted to do or accomplish, it was like, hey, this is a scene in my movie. I'm getting this award, or I'm taking this acting class, or whatever it is that you want to accomplish. It's just a part of your movie. We've done the work. We understand what we like. We understand what we don't like. We understand what we're drawn to, and we understand what our aesthetic is. Now, live in your aesthetic. Be unique, try different things, explore the world, be confident and feel authentic with yourself, because you understand your aesthetic, you understand who you are. I think another important thing is to connect with other people who share the same aesthetic as you. So while you're putting your aesthetic into action, you will find other people who are interested in the same things you are. Last, but certainly not least, is to live with intention. Make sure you're aligning yourself with the values of your aesthetic. Understanding who you are is also making sure you're living out who you are. You're not sort of in this shell of a person. You're not just doing things because you thought you were supposed to do them. Like, understanding your aesthetic is about embodying who you are, showing up as that, telling everybody this is who you are, and accepting yourself as you are. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope this helped anyone understand more about the romantic aesthetic. I was really curious about this topic because I didn't really know. All throughout the times that I was discovering more about myself, I was really just understanding what my romantic aesthetic is. So I actually think that it's a pretty interesting topic. Let me know in the comments below what your romantic aesthetic is. I would love to know what you're drawn to, what you're interested in, etc. Any book recommendations, let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.